No, I think that, like a lot of people, I fantasize about being a guitar hero. I Friends tried to teach me, but a combination of lack of talent and lack of patience. That's usually not a formula for success in anything in life, especially something as tricky as guitar. But the people try to teach me were not all-time legends. I mean, you had what, as the story goes, Eddie Van Halen, Carlos Santana, maybe Clapton once or twice trying to help you master the guitar. Crazy.
Well, that's sort of true. You know, you sort of meet them and you're there to have a drink and they're like, pick up the guitar. Bill Wyman, the bass player for the Stones, was one of the first guys. And I really, it was, you know, I probably didn't start till I was like 20, 21 when I realized I was going to have a lot of time on the road on my hands. And he was sort of trying to teach me the 1-4-5 progression, which is like the most basic progression in music, like a blues progression. I was having trouble mastering that. I soon after went to Chicago, where a buddy of mine, Gary Fensick, who played for the Chicago Bears, took me to this legendary blues club, the Checkerboard Lounge, Buddy Guy's club. And so I saw Buddy Guy play, and I was just like, oh my God, this guy is just amazing. And I'd happened to travel with this guitar, this Les Paul I had the first guitar I ever bought. I was like, God, this thing's really heavy. I don't get this. They're so heavy. And I watched him play, and I'm like, what in God's name am I wasting my time playing the guitar when you see this? I had this big hotel room, I have to admit, I don't know why I got it in Chicago. We were playing at the arena near the airport, and I smashed the guitar to smithereens in my hotel room. I was like, forget it. It's hopeless. Don't even bother. And so for a couple of years, I really didn't play. But then I realized, oh, my God, if you pick up a Strat or a Telecaster, those are a lot lighter. And sort of got renewed hope that I could do it. And played, you know, on and off, because it's actually sort of tiring, like mentally, if nothing else, when, you know, I'm trying to focus all my energies on tennis. Wasn't doing it a whole lot. At the end of my career, I decided I got to start playing more, and I actually put a band together. I called myself the most traveled unsigned band in history. We went all over the world. We were in Japan. You know, I sort of connected with tennis exhibitions, basically, but we were going to South America, Japan, Hawaii, Europe on 4 occasions. It was unbelievable. I got plenty of "you suck," you know. And then I started going out with Patty Smythe, my wife, and she was sort of disillusioned at that time with the music business. Been on the road with Rod Stewart, had a platinum record, but she sort of felt like, and I'm sure to a degree it's still true. It's changing, but you know, they don't treat the women rockers the way they do the guys. So I go, hey, I got an idea. I bring a lot of energy, and I'm playing. We should join. We should play in a band together. And then she looked at me for a second. She said, yeah, and we should play mixed doubles at Wimbledon. And I go, you don't play tennis. And she goes, exactly. and I'm like, okay, that's sort of, you know, sent the message. And for a while, actually, I was playing, and then there was finally one festival I went to in Belgium. It's like one of these summer festivals where I was playing, and it was only for rock and for the music. And I came back, and she said to me, goes, okay, we've got this, we're about to have a daughter together. We've got 4 between us. If anyone's going to play music, it's me, not you. Okay, so you veer back towards the tennis. I'll try to take care of the music thing if I have time taking care of all these kids.
That's a great story. I know she meant it with love, but it's kind of an ouch thing too when somebody puts you in your place. You know, the tennis racket was like a natural extension of your left arm and maybe of your soul. Was the guitar a little bit less connected? It was a little bit less innate as you tried to master that?
Yeah, well, I'm going to bring Patty back into this for a second, because she had a very simple phrase that she used for the way I play guitar. She said, I wrestled it into submission. So that is not what you would call a major compliment.
But you win. When you wrestle it into submission, at least you win. It doesn't look pretty, but you got the W.
Yeah, well, that's the way, you know, as I've gotten older, Chris, I'm certainly trying to look at the glass half full more often. So that's the way I try to look at that particular phrase. I do love it. It's a great outlet. I'm better than I ever was. Admittedly, it's somewhat low bar. The pandemic allowed me to play more guitar than I'd ever played. Just obviously was cooped up in one place. I was fortunate enough, one of my buddies is in Rage Against the Machine, and we trained all the time and we hung out all the time anyway. Not really musically. I jam with him and Brad, the drummer, a couple times, and been in watching Rage rehearse, etc., seen them. But now we're just playing like the two of us. So I'd actually got a lot more time where I was actually playing with Tim, and he was playing drums, ironically, not bass. And every now and then he'd be like, in the middle of, I'd be all pumped up. I'd be playing a song, and all of a sudden he'd stop. He'd go, "Your fucking time's off. Your time's off." And he'd scream at me, and I'd be like, "Fuck you too." But he was right, of course, like 90% of the time. And so the 1 out of 10 where I'd be like, "It was you, not me." Okay. So, and he's not even playing his natural instrument, but it was something that Patty as well as said, you can sing in key, you're okay, your guitar's getting better, but your time is a little, and you can imagine in your head of those guitar people that aspire to play or try, when you're actually singing maybe too, and you're trying to think of other things and think ahead in the words, and you're listening to the other people in your band. I mean, let's put it this way. It gave me an appreciation for how great the people that I was watching. You mentioned Pearl Jam and the Eagles and the Police, trios in particular, because I've been playing recently more as a trio. The Police, Stevie Ray Vaughan when he played, ZZ Top, Jimi Hendrix. These guys.
Yeah.
Exactly. Limelight's always been a goal of mine to play that. Good luck singing it, not to mention playing it.